I'm Bret Baier with the nation on a new terror alert of sorts and continuing to fight the importation of a deadly virus. President Obama's White House is tonight trying to deal with a crisis entirely of its own making. Again, it involves very pointed language directed at one of the country's most important allies. Here's Chief White House correspondent Ed Henry.
An already icy relationship between President Obama and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu went into a deep freeze today as anonymous Obama administration officials ripped the American ally, calling him a coward and worse in the Atlantic magazine.
I think it's shameful, it's abusive, and it's very, very counterproductive.
In the story, one senior U.S. official declared, quote, "The thing about Bibi is he's a chicken bleep. The good thing about Netanyahu is that he's scared to launch wars. The bad thing about him is that he won't do anything to reach an accommodation with the Palestinians or with the Sunni Arab states." That drew a stinging rebuke from Netanyahu himself, who vowed to not back down over settlements and other key issues.
Were it not to defend the state of Israel, were it not to insist vigorously on our national and security interests, they would not be attacking me.
Yet the president's national security advisor, Susan Rice, tried today to claim all is well.
The relationship is not in crisis. The relationship is actually fundamentally stronger in many respects than it's ever been.
Skeptical reporters hit the president's aides at the White House and State Department with a barrage of questions about who leaked the story.
I'm not disputing the accuracy of the reporting of the reporter. I don't have any other information beyond that.
In fact, the reporter, Jeffrey Goldberg, has been seen as trusted enough that he's landed multiple interviews with the president about Mideast policy. An administration whose Justice Department has chased down other leaks by threatening to throw New York Times reporter James Risen in jail and went through the phone records of Fox's James Rosen as well as Associated Press reporters, suddenly seems disinterested in finding out who attacked Netanyahu.
You've gone after reporters again and again in this administration to find out who leaked information to them. And then when it comes to insulting the Prime Minister, you don't seem to care who leaked it.
Well, and I don't think that is an accurate reflection of the administration's policy, and it certainly isn't an accurate reflection of our views of the Prime Minister of Israel.
Has the Justice Department gone after a whole series of reporters?
No, they haven't.
In fact, Attorney General Eric Holder today acknowledged an overreach in the Rosen case when asked at an ideas forum about a decision he wishes he could do over.
I think about the subpoena to the Fox reporter, Rosen. I think that I could have been a little more careful in looking at the language that was contained in the filing that we made with the court.
Now, as for Israel, that coward remark was an anonymous official's claim that Netanyahu is too scared to go forward with an attack on Iran, hinting the U.S. believes it can cut a nuclear deal. Meanwhile, the article also claimed that Netanyahu has simply written off the White House and will go directly to the American people to voice his anger if a deal is cut. Bret?